get to it. What we have to do here is we've got to consider this function that we want to work with, which is the square root of f of x plus 20. If I am trying to write this in terms of its, inverse, then what I need to do, and I don't mean to make this small, I definitely want to view this as a normal page, so I'm not really sure what's happening with that. This is what I want to do. First step, rewrite this as y equals the square root of 5x plus 20. First step to every inverse problem is to rewrite it this way. Second step, so step 1, rewrite. This is only a 4-step process, and we'll be done. Second step, switch x and y. Interchange, because when you are doing the inverse, you are switching your x to your y and your y to the x. That's what you're doing. So we're going to switch x and y. Now what does that look like? It looks like this. X is equal to the square root of 5y plus 20. And I apologize for the lateness of this response. I just finished a math department meeting. Now, after we switch x and y, the next step is going to be, you guessed it, we are going to solve for y. We're already on step 3. Solve for y. All right, how do we solve this for y? This is where our skill comes in. How do we get rid of this radical? We have to square both sides. Raise this to the second power, raise this to the second power. So that gives us x squared equals 5y plus 20. Since we're solving for y, we move the 20 over. It becomes x squared minus 20 equals 5y. Then we divide by 5, and this is what we have. Now we have 2 options. We can write this as x squared minus 20 over 5 is equal to f inverse of x. The step 4 is to simply replace the y with f inverse of x, because this is the inverse. Or we can write it as x squared over 5 minus 4, because 20 divided by 5 is 4. So both of these are the inverse. So either this answer or this answer. It depends on what your screen tells you to put in there. Now let's talk about what the domain would be. This is a parabola. This is a parabola that is opening up very wide because its opening is 1/5 x squared, and it's actually moved down 4 units. So it would look like this. So it goes down to 4, and that's where its vertex is, and then it goes up 1. So we'll look at my 4, up 1 and over 5, up 1 and over 5, because that's what this is, the slope. It goes up 1 over 5, so it opens up really wide like this. Now, what is the domain of this parabola that opens very widely? The domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity, because you can plug in every number and get a value. I hope that helps.